Hey there. I just wanted to make a video. I always have people asking me, like, where you come from, like, what'd you do? How'd you get to where you are? So here it is. Basically, I always grew up in sports. I was always involved in fitness. Um, Played soccer when I was a kid and just loved every aspect of the team environment, motivating people, leading people, getting the best out of my teammates. I wasn't the smartest bulb in high school. I didn't apply myself a whole lot. I just did enough to get by. Luckily for Jen, we're high school sweethearts. She's a big reason I got through high school. So I met her 10th grade, and she helped me quite a bit. But that's a whole nother story. So because my grades weren't great, I didn't get accepted. I don't even know if I applied to a whole lot of colleges, but I decided to go to Quinsigamond in Worcester, Mass, because they're probably the only ones that would accept me, to be honest. So I ended up getting my associates in business there, and then I transferred to Bridgewater State College. I think it's Bridgewater State University now. Because I was really looking to play soccer. I missed it. Went 2 years without playing, and I enrolled in their exercise physiology program. And I was looking to get into back then. I was looking to get more into the medical field, so like cardiac rehab or becoming an athletic trainer. That's really what I went to school for. So got got my bachelor's there, and that was enough for me for school as far as like formal school. I went through a lot of certifications. I'm in a lot of mastermind groups and things like that now. I have my own health coach, business coaches, but as far as like formal college, as we know it, that was it for me. Just not a school kind of guy. I'm a more hands-on kind of guy. So my first job I got out of college was being a personal trainer in a gym in Leominster. And I was making $6.50 an hour right out of college. Yeah. So my parents were like, what are you doing? Like, we went to school for 4 years and you got basically a little bit more than a minimum wage job back then. And I didn't care. I was doing it for the experience, to see what it was all about. And I learned every single aspect of the gym business. I mean, I worked in childcare. We called it Kid Watch. I was front desk. I got my certification in personal training. I became a personal trainer, and I grew my clientele instantly, like super fast. And I really don't know why, because trust me, I wasn't the best trainer in the world. But I was really passionate about what I did, and I really wanted to help people. And for some reason, I always attracted women 40 to like 50, 55 years old. I have no clue, but for whatever reason, they love me. And I was 22 years old at the time, maybe 21, whenever you get out of school. I think I was 22. Then I got into membership sales, and this is where I fell in love, because I could help people. And I never looked at it as sales, membership sales. They told me I was a salesperson, and I'm like, I never thought of myself as a salesperson. I still don't today. It just helping people live healthier just always resonated with me. So within 3 months, I became the number one salesperson at the gym, and there was four others, and they were all there. One was there 3 years, one was there 7 years, and another one was there like 10 years. So they had way more experience in the business. But I did all the little things. I did the boring work. And the boring work is going to businesses. Back then, you'd put flyers on pizza boxes for like 7-day trials and all kinds of things. I was everywhere. I was in every business. And when the rule was, whoever came in with that lead, so if someone came in with a pizza box flyer, that was my lead, my person to try to help. So I was working 12-hour days. Everybody else was working like 6 to 8 hours. And the guys, a lot of them were real jealous. And one of them was like a mentor to me. He really took me in and showed me, how to help people, and really, emphasize it's not about getting them on a whatever $39 membership. It's giving them a solution to help them with their problems, right? Like, let's face it, a membership, whether it's wherever it is, Planet Fit, wherever you go, like a gym membership for most people is not going to get them to their goals, right? So I would create plans. I'd actually do the personal training with these people. So I'd sign them up. They knew me, they trusted me, and then I would actually coach them as well. And I was 22. That was freaking awesome. And now I was making a ton of money doing that. I went from $6.50 an hour to, I don't know, the base was like 10, $12 or something, but you got a percentage on commissions, on memberships and all that stuff. So get out of college back then, I think I made 32,000 or 33,000 my first full year there. So I was there a year and a half, and I kind of plateaued. I was number one every month, and it was a family-owned business, so all the family worked there, and there was nowhere for me to go. So, I wanted more. I didn't want to just do that the rest of my life. So I started applying at other jobs, and I ended up getting a job offer from a company called the Fitness Company. It was a fitness management company. They're gone now, but at the time, they managed over 80 clubs throughout the U.S. So I saw a lot of room for growth there. So I ended up applying. I originally applied for the sales position, and they offered me the job, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really not interested in a lateral move. I'm doing that now. I'm doing well. I really loved my job. It was driving to Leominster every day. I used to live in Sutton, so it was like a 45-minute drive. So that was kind of a pain. And the fact that, I was working 12, 15-hour days. But like I said, I loved the clientele. I had a good relationship with all the members. So long story short, 2 weeks later, they called me back. I denied the job. They called me back 2 weeks later, and they said, hey, you interested in general manager position? And I'm like, I was like 23 years old. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I interviewed 32,000 square foot facility, pool, racquetball, childcare, like everything you can possibly think of. Massive, massive undertaking. There was 5 owners under this management company. 5 managers, yeah, in a year, in the last year. So they were turning people over left and right. So my first day on the job, this woman, we had rental space in there. We had a massage, we had physical therapy, we had a hair salon, esthetician. You name it. It was massive. So the hairstylist comes over to me and says, who are you? I said, oh, I'm the new general manager. And she's like, oh God, like, how old are you? 18? And I said, no, I'm 23. And she's like, oh God, you'll be gone in a month. And I said, why do you say that? And she said, because everybody comes and goes. So, I kind of said to myself, F you, that's what I was kind of saying in my head, right? So I'm like, screw you. I'm going to be here more than a month. So I got down, I started scrubbing floors and cleaning. The place was a shithole. Just a shithole. And I was embarrassed, to tell people where I worked. I never told anybody. I never wore my uniform out in public. I'd always change. As soon as I left the gym, I'd literally take off my shirt and I'd change it because I didn't want anybody. I had such a bad reputation. So I ended up meeting with the owner one day, and I said, listen, this fitness company, there was no support. They were pulling me one direction. The owner was pulling me another direction. There was a silent owner that was pulling me somewhere else. And I'm like, listen, I can't do this. I said, I don't need those guys. I could run this place by myself. So I think I was like 25. I was there like 2-3 years, maybe 26 at the time. And he says, listen, I'll give you a percentage of profits and you can run the club. So the club makes money, you make money. I'm like, deal, no brainer. So I knew I could build it even more. So now, kind of like an owner, I'm tied into it. We got rid of the management company, which saved us thousands per month. He gave me a massive, massive raise. And over the years, I built it to a multi-million-dollar company, a gym. I was 28 years old at the time, making well over 6 figures, had a company car, F-150 Lariat, freaking everything you could possibly want. And I was doing something I loved. Never thought of it as work, except that I worked for a very challenging owner who would just, I was running his his house, his other affairs, rental properties, and still managing 30 to 35 people. We had a whole group fitness department as well. So it's pretty nuts. So after 10 years, the owner decided that he wanted to take the gym in a different direction, no explanation, and just let me go. So needless to say, I was pretty devastated. Didn't know, what I was going to do. Took told me to get a ride home, and I had 10 years worth of shit built up in my office. And he said, pack up all your shit, leave the truck here, and find a ride home. And I'm like, dude, like, worked for you for 10 years. Like, let me just take the truck home, bring all my shit home, and then I'll bring the truck back and get a ride back. And he's like, no, 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 we're not doing that. So I said, what do you think? I'm going to steal the truck? So he finally agreed to it. So I brought everything home, brought the truck back the next morning. And, I was at an all-time low because one, I never got to say bye to the members. Nobody really knew the real story. He told everybody a bunch of stories or whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but I was feeling bad for myself. What am I going to do? So that lasted about a week. All right. I was trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, what I did wrong, why I got let go. And, I pulled my shit together real quick. It's always kind of how I've been. I don't let things bother me too long. A week is actually a pretty long freaking time for me. And I decided I'm going to start traveling around the country, visiting gyms, just to see what else is out there. See what I liked, what I didn't like. In a nutshell, I just found dirty gyms. I found uneducated staff. Like you'd walk in and just be like looking around, and people were like, yeah, can I help you? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm interested in taking a look around, and just no customer service. I know people always say that, like they have the best service and they have the best this, but like service in the gym business usually sucks. There's that 10, maybe 15% that does a good job. But most of the gym businesses really suck. They're people that are run by guys that worked out all their life that think it'd be cool to own a gym. I have no idea how to run a business. So I saw a lot of that. Just whatever. Just people that weren't educated with fitness. They just thought it'd be cool to own a gym. Like I said, dirty, very intimidating environment. I found everywhere I went. I've always been thin, the skinny guy. So I used to get teased when I was a kid because I was so skinny. I was so small. I used to be I was 5 feet in the 8th grade. So anyway, I didn't like an intimidating feel because like those guys, I got my little 25-pound dumbbells I'm doing, and these guys got like 120, and they're just looking at me like, so people don't even really look at you, but I felt like everybody was watching me. So I started putting a business plan together to own my own gym, because I knew I could do it better than 90% of the gyms out there. And I knew I attracted women, mostly women that were overweight. They needed help for whatever reason. Like I said before, I still to this day don't really know why. But I created a model where everybody could be comfortable. Everybody, got it? So that's the name of my gym, Everybody's Fitness Centers. And a gym where, 50, 60-year-old woman could come in, feel comfortable, and not just that, but be successful. All right. So in 2008, 2009, our country was in a freaking massive recession, right? Housing market was at shit. Banks weren't lending. And everybody told me, you're nuts. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to get a loan from a bank, especially a gym, because gyms and restaurants have like one of the biggest failure rates in the first 2 years. So like that woman who told me, that hairdresser that told me that I wouldn't last, and I lasted 10 years there. I thought the same thing of these people telling me, you can't do it. You're never going to do it. That shit just motivates me. So when people tell me I can't do something, oh God, that just lights a fire out of me. So if you ever want to, if you ever want to get more out of me, just tell me I can't do something. All right. So, that kind of fueled me. Right. So I went to a bank, and I was a bank in Worcester, and my dad agreed to be my partner because I didn't have the collateral. So banks were looking for, 1.5 times. So if you took a loan out for $500,000, you needed collateral of $1 million. So two times, I'm sorry, it was two times what you were borrowing. So I didn't have that. My dad had an apartment building. I owned about 50% of my house at the time. So I had 50% that I could use for collateral. So my dad partnered with me, and the best freaking partner ever. But we went to the first bank and they denied us. So I was down again for about a day this time. And I listened to everything they told me. We were looking for too much money, blah, 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 blah. Expenses were too high. And I'm like, why? Because I ran this gym for 10 years. So I started cutting out different aspects of the gym and, not making it as extravagant as I wanted. And so basically I went to 4 more banks after that. I redid the whole business plan right from the ground up, redid the whole thing. I think it was like 78 pages, the business plan. It was insane. So we got approved by all 4 banks this time. And all 4 banks were actually bidding on our business. One of the bank presidents knew me because he was a member of the gym I ran for 10 years. And he knew that I took it from absolute ground zero to $1 million club. So he had confidence in me. And I had a good relationship with him. So he was kind of my first choice. But they were bidding, and how they were bidding was they were lowering interest rates. So they're like, listen, we'll do it for, I don't remember the numbers, but like 6%. And someone else, I'll do it for 5.75. And we won't charge you as much closing costs. And so I was like, shit, this is great. So I ended up going with the relationship I had. I've always been about relationships. So the gentleman's still president of the bank today that I can name it. It's Country Bank. They're freaking fantastic. So if you ever need a loan, they're great to do business with. Anyway, so that's kind of how Everybody's Fitness was born. We opened in October 2009, and then we opened a second location in Sturbridge, and then eventually bought one in Webster, an existing business, and it was just too much for me. I could not handle 3 gyms. I'll be the first one to tell you. I was stressed beyond belief. I couldn't give 100% to all 3 gyms, and I only operate on 100%. So if I can't give everything I have, it wasn't fair. So we sold that business in September, where are we in 2020, during COVID. All right, so we still have 2 locations. The gyms were very successful. But one thing that always frustrated me was that members weren't getting the results that I really wanted them to get, So I invested over 31,000 into a nutrition program so I could get my members better results. I developed a program and we called it hybrid coaching. This was about 2.5 years ago. It was a program where we did some in-house coaching, we did some remote coaching, and it was an instant hit. So what we found was people needed more accountability. They needed a coach. They were fed up and sick of these programs, these fad diets that, just were fad diets, keto and whatever it is, intermittent fasting, Herbalife, whatever the next Beachbody, I could go on forever. The yo-yo dieting, putting weight on, putting weight off. So they have a coach with them literally in their back pocket every step of the way. So we're walking you through. So, people, typically the average person goes through a program for 3 weeks and then quits. All right. And women, overweight women, 5 programs per month. So 5 times a year, 5 times a year, they start a new program. All right. So I'm thinking to myself, that's every other month almost. So this program, members were getting amazing results. And I saw members weren't putting the weight back on. So I'm like, God, man, we're onto something. This was before COVID. This was before Zoom. Nobody was doing remote coaching. All right. Like I said, most of our clients were around here. So we had, people would come in-house, meet with a coach, but we'd also coach them through different apps. And I'm like, wow, this is freaking amazing. So I invested another $20,000. It was a 6-month program, and it was about mindset, personal development, leadership, making me better as a leader, as a person, finding out what other gym owners were doing, and just being better at what I do. So it was a mastermind program. All right. And it helped me learn how to change people's habits and learn how to change people's mindset and learn how to change their lifestyle through behavioral changes. All right. So slow and steady changes. So clients would get a customized program for each person. So it wasn't a cookie cutter program. Everything was customized. All right. So we'd customize your fitness program. We customize your food so that you can do it long term. Because that's the problem with, the society we're in now, is everybody wants quick results. And I always tell people, if you want quick results, our program is not for you. All right. But if you want results that are going to last for the rest of your life, this is the program for you. And to this day, I still tell people the same thing. You want to lose 20 pounds in the next month for a wedding? Don't join that program. All right. Because it ain't going to happen. So, like I said, everything was customized. And then COVID hit in March 2020, right? Everybody went through this. My gyms were shut down. And instantly my freaking team is so amazing. We just pivoted like on a dime. We just pivoted. We got our team together. We had a Zoom call and we said, hey, we're moving everything online today. So we had like no downtime because we already had this program established. So we knew how to do this. So the classes went online, our tribe, all our tribe programs that were in the gym went online, went to Zoom. Was it ideal? No, but it did keep people moving. Yeah. And it kept people engaged and people were so isolated. So it kept people in that community. We've built such a freaking amazing community, our team and our members. I mean, our members are everything. They're freaking amazing. So we moved basically that hybrid program, we call it hybrid, and just changed it to 100% remote. It was no longer hybrid, because the gyms were shut down. But the accountability was the missing piece for people. So I saw that even more now with COVID going on. So I dropped another 25 grand on another 6 months program so that I can better our remote program, which we called at the time, and we can service our clients. And we have come up with the freaking best remote program in the country. I truly believe that. I've been through 3 of these top coaching programs, and they're nothing compared to our program. I would put our program up against anybody's. The results people get, women are losing 20 to 25 pounds over about a 6-month period. And some people may say, well, that's not a lot of weight, but yeah, they keep the 25 pounds off. So that's the difference. They've been losing it slow. They've changed their mindset. So, after seeing members look the same for 10 years that I've been here, they come in, they're busting their ass every day exercising. Finally, I knew this, but like once we started this online coaching, I saw how important the nutrition component was. It's 90% of everything, 90% of your results. So we were only satisfying 10% of the equation. So I almost feel bad looking back. Like we had some other programs for weight loss, but people would do them, they'd lose weight, they put the weight back on. And that always pissed me off because I want long-term results for people. Like I don't want to have to coach people for the rest of our life. Like we want to coach you, teach you how to do it. So our programs become more of an education program too. It's almost like a college course. So most of them are 6 months, but we customize it. We have a 3 months, for someone that's just trying to lose a few pounds. But 6 months, our primary staple program. We also have a yearly program. We can do anything 9 months, but whatever. It would be customized for that person. And no, after like I said, after 10 years of seeing people not getting results, I knew that the nutrition was the key. But it wasn't just nutrition. By going through all these coaching programs, they really broke a lot of my beliefs I had with things in life, things that, I didn't think I could do, and levels I never thought I could reach as a person in business, you name it. So what I learned was all freaking mindset. So, this course I went through was all mindset related. 1, changing my mindset, and 2, learning how to help people change their mindset. We provide accountability, we client the exercise portion, the sustainability of the nutrition, the entire package. All right. So then we got featured in NBC, CBS, and Fox, which pushed our program worldwide. All right. So another light bulb went off, and I was like, holy shit. Now I'm able to help people all around the world. So we got our first client in the UK, and I'm like, wow, they heard about us through our Instagram page. And I'm like, man, we are having some impact. We used to only target people 5 to 8 miles around our gym, our locations. Now I can target people all around the world. I still focus mostly on the US, but people still reach out to me from other countries. So like I said, I truly believe we are the best program, definitely top 5 in the US. And my goal is to be able to say we are the best in the whole country. I continue, like I said, to go through coaching programs to improve my health, help with my diabetes. I'm type 1 diabetic. So just learning how to control my blood sugars better. And our program continues to get better and better. So when we started the program 2 years ago to where we are now, or 2.5 years ago, oh my God, it's night and day. So we've all grown as coaches. I've grown as a coach, as a leader. My staff, my team has grown. We're learning, we're making mistakes. We fix shit that gets broken. Things that people struggled with, we fix. We come up with solutions, we come up with trainings. So we now have a 94% success rate. 94% success rate. Nobody fails in our group. All right. You feel like stopping, we don't let you stop. You tell yourself you can't do this, yes, you can. So we've built up the community at this point in this recording. I think we've got over 80 women in the group, several guys, but 90% women. And the community, the support is amazing from the community and from our coaches. So there is no failing. That's not an option. We don't accept that. All right. So we're not here to just take your money and, from people that aren't ready. So we have a big screening process that we go through. We have you do a quick 15-minute call. I talk with you just to make sure that, you're in it. I feel like it'd be a good fit. And then if you are, we'll kind of go to the next step and dig in a little bit deeper. But we won't accept people into our program that just not mentally ready. So I tell people, people think I'm being, I don't know, a jerk. But like, if you're not ready, don't apply for the program because you're just wasting your time and my time. We're not going to accept you in because you have to be ready to do this. We can give you a plan. We can guide you. We can tell you what to do. Like, if you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. We're not going to change that. So we're looking for people that are ready to just jump into this and just do it. All right. So today I'm making this video. I actually just signed up for another year coaching program. This is a totally different coaching program. It's more geared towards helping our current team get better. So they're actually all currently going through another nutrition certification. So we're continuing to get better at what we do and just to help more people. So it's a win-win. So the goal of our program is not just helping women take their lives and taking their health back and feeling more confident about themselves and, just being the badass that they once were. It's having impact on a greater scale. So, like I said, now we're having an impact worldwide. We continue to support Unity for Orphans. It's an orphanage in New Mexico. They're also in Nicaragua. But we donate a percentage of the money we make from our program to kids so they have a chance. We provide them food, clothing, education. We actually sponsor a child, so that child gets everything. That child has food, can learn English. So the big thing for them is if they can learn English, they have a higher rate of success in life. So we made sure, her name's Kelly, she gets an education. She always has clothes, she has a backpack, she has school supplies, everything. So that's what drives me, to have a bigger purpose. This and the fact that, America is just so freaking unhealthy. This country doesn't have a weight loss program. It has a maintenance program. There's a zillion ways to lose weight, like we talked about with the fad diets, but we teach women, again, just not just to lose it, but to keep it off. So that's pretty much my journey. I know it's a long video, but if you ever need help with fitness, nutrition, mindset, our program and coaches are like I said, the best around, and we'll get you to your goals. There's no question. You just have to be ready. So I'll leave you with this. For those of you that just keep procrastinating and self-sabotaging your results, and just stop making excuses. Just do the do. It's one of our sayings. Just do the do. Like, just put in the effort and just get to the life you deserve. I truly feel that we all have it down deep inside of us to be the best possible versions of ourselves. And that's what I do every day. My wife, my kids, we just try to be better. Am I perfect? Hell no. I'm the farthest thing from perfect. But try to be a good dad, try to be a good husband, try to be a good coach, try to be a good boss. And try as hard as I can. I've spent, between my wife and I, we spent well over $250,000 in the last 5 years on programs, to better ourselves. And we'll continue to keep investing money in ourselves, because the better we can be, the better we can be for our clients and our team. So self-improvement's a big part of our lifestyle. So yeah, guys, like, you guys deserve this. You guys are worth this. You gotta stop making yourself a priority, and you gotta stop putting yourself first for you and your family, because your family deserves it. You deserve it. And, just stop sabotaging your results. I see it all the time. Step up for yourself and step up for your family, because they need you. All right. So reach out if you need help. And, whether it's with me or another coach, just ask for help. It doesn't have to be my program or our program or Life Warrior Coaching. Just ask for help. Don't ask your family. It's not going to work. Get a coach that's not going to put up with your bullshit. They're not going to put up with your excuses. I always tell people, I'm not here to be a friend. And I don't say that to be a dick. I'm not here to be a friend. You're paying me to get results. If you want to talk to your friend and get away with shit, then talk to your friend and get away with shit. It's not going to happen on our clock, and it's not going to happen with our coaches. All right. So I'll see you guys on the other side, and hopefully you guys get some value out of this, and where I came from and where I'm at now. So talk to you guys all soon. Like I said, reach out if you need help.